Triathlon has seen some great athletes and some even greater seasons. Whether it's Jan Frodeno, who won both the long and middle distance world title in 2015 while going unbeaten for all the races he did, or Daniela Ryf in 2018 where she achieved legend status by winning both world titles as well. You might also consider Blumenfeld's post-Olympic year as one of the best seasons when he just casually decided to focus on long-distance racing, which led to him winning both St. George and the 70.3 World Championships in 2022, while still placing third in Kona that same year. In 2025 though, we had another athlete putting his name very high up on the list of the best seasons in triathlon ever. And because of a crash, this might just be the greatest season a single athlete has ever achieved in the sport of triathlon. I am of course talking about Hayden Wilde. Hayden came off a successful season by anybody's standards as he came second in both the Paris Olympics and the Middle Distance World Championships in New Zealand, but he of course was not quite satisfied because he didn't get the big win and therefore he had a lot of motivation going into 2025. There he decided to focus more on the T100 distance, which seemingly came quite natural to him. He started his season in mid-February, which for triathlon standards is quite early, but he got the victory in the WTCS Abu Dhabi Round 1. 1.5 months later, the T100 season started in Singapore and he dominated that race, winning with over 2 minutes margin and setting himself up to be a contender for the world title. The next race on his plan was the WTCS Yokohama on May 17th, but unfortunately he would not make it there. Just one day after setting a new personal best over the 10 kilometers with a time of 27:39 at the Tokyo speed race, Hayden was out training when he was hit by a truck. This led to broken ribs and scapula alongside a damaged lung as well as a concussion and left him lying in a Japanese hospital bed for a week before traveling to Belgium for surgery. After some issues occurred, the procedure turned more invasive than initially expected, which led to him looking like this. Hayden himself said that he looked like he had been eaten by a shark, and I agree with that. Just 3 days later, he started his recovery, and what followed was an incredible comeback that absolutely no one expected. After just 97 days, Hayden was back on the start line at the T100 in London. This alone made for a good season, but Hayden was on fire and won his first race after the injury, which cemented his status as the big favorite for the overall World Championships this season. But that type of crash leaves scars, obviously. Hayden was not able to get into the top 10 of the next two WTCS events, so he decided to shift his focus to the T100. This worked out brilliantly, leading to him winning the races in France and Spain with some brilliant battles against Belgium's Jelle Geens, and Hayden arrived in Wollongong as the comfortable leader. The weekend in Australia was a special one because the T100 and WTCS had a shared event. T100 on Saturday, WTCS on Sunday, and of course Hayden Wilde signed up for both races and won the T100 race on the Saturday as well. Straight after the finish line you can see him sitting down and eating his recovery meal while the other athletes are still finishing up the race. Now the second race was a DNF as he was absolutely nowhere during swim and bike, but just trying this insane doubleheader is a testament to what Hayden Wilde is really made of in my opinion. The same goes for the fact that he raced in Dubai. In T100, the best 6 scores of the season get taken into the overall ranking. Hayden already had 5 wins, and with the grand final having 1.5 times the points the other racers have, he did not need to race in Dubai since he already got the perfect score at this point by winning all 5 races. But again, Hayden just does what he wants, and so he is on the start line again. This race was obviously not without its scandals, and if you want a full analysis of what happened that day, go check out that video as well. But Hayden was in prime position for another race win when he miscounted and went for 1 extra lap on the bike. Even though he completed 8 more kilometers than the rest of the guys in front of him, he still finished 8th place on the day. Under normal circumstances and with Hayden coming off the bike in first place, I strongly believe he would have won that race, but since he did not win it, there's still a chance for both Jelle Geens and Mika Noot to dethrone him at the final race in Qatar. On the 12th of December, the T100 Grand Final took place. At this point, the season of Hayden Wilde was unbelievable 10 months old already. And anybody that says he had a break after the crash, this guy was doing rehab just 3 days after his surgery. That doesn't seem like a break to me. After the typical gap from the swim was closed, Hayden made his way to the front just 30 kilometers into the bike. From that, he pushed his own pace, went first in and out of T2, and when he started his run, we all knew that it was basically over. This was the closest the others were to him at any point of the run course, and so Hayden got the second fastest time of the day and came home in first place. He won again and had therefore achieved the perfect score. Out of 6 races to enter, he won 6, including the grand final, and finished the 7th race in the top 10. 195 points, 45 in front of second place Mika Noth and Jelle Geens in third. This kind of dominance is unknown in triathlon, not just because of how unbeatable he was, but also because of the sheer volume of races and the way he dominated these. Some people say that we did not see Hayden go all out once in the season of middle distance racing, and by the way he is nose breathing right here, I can honestly say that it is a real possibility. Another factor to consider is that Hayden still competed over 2 distances. Granted, his short course season might not have been the most successful one, but it is easy to explain why that was the case. He won the first race, but after his crash he just lacked speed. Especially the swim is really important in short course racing, but with that scar it's no wonder Hayden lacked a bit of pace and wasn't able to stick with the front group. Overall, Hayden competed in 11 races and he won 7 of those. This results in a win rate of 63%, including the race in Wollongong one day after the T100 race and the race in Dubai. If we say that the race in Wollongong was mostly just a Hayden Wilde idea and he went in there with an obvious handicap, and consider the race in Dubai a victory, which it would have been under normal circumstances, he would have had a win rate of 80% for the season. For me, this is one of the greatest triathlon seasons of all time because Hayden won the world title in the most competitive triathlon series that has ever existed while dominating anything and everything. He also won on a completely different distance, and all of that with a crash that might have cost other athletes their career. This crash cost him over 3 months of training and racing, but he still competed from February all the way to December without a real break. But there's one more factor why this might be the greatest season ever. That's prize money. This year Hayden made over $350,000, earning him the top spot in the leaderboard for the prize money collected this season. In his 2015 season, Jan Frodeno made around $210,000 and he won both Ironman world titles. Now granted, you can't really take these numbers seriously because there are 10 years in between, so you need to take them with a pinch of salt, but it just shows how much more money is in triathlon and how good the season of Hayden really was. The 2025 season of Hayden Wilde is probably one of the best seasons, and in my opinion the best seasons we have ever seen, not only because of the results but also because of how these results came about. While the winning percentages and number of races being unbeaten might be higher in some seasons of other athletes, the fact is nobody had such a strong season while suffering from such a horrific crash. But what do you think? Is this the new GOAT of a triathlon year, or have we seen anything better in the past? I'd be happy to discuss in the comments and hear your opinions, but for now, consider liking and subscribing to the channel, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.